Hello and welcome to all of you out there, astrology friends. Welcome to a new video about the new moon. And thank you so much for all your comments on the last video. It was amazing. I really had a good time with reading all of them, every single one of them. And yes, I'm going to do the curly hair one day. I will. Not this time, but I will do it. I will put this hair into curly hair. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to take my time. And when I'm finding the time, definitely. So bear with me. No, this is not a channel about hair, but you know, it's a bit of fun, isn't it? And we have to stay a bit lighthearted amongst all these hard times that a lot of people are going through, right? It doesn't mean to say that we don't want to listen to the hardships that people are going through or the difficult times. It's about the lightness of things, the lightness of being. Isn't that a movie with Juliette Binoche? I remember. A good movie, by the way. Anyways, what is this about? This new moon in Sagittarius. Hardly we finished up the full moon in Gemini, but I want to start doing this a little bit earlier than normal, and I'll tell you why. Because this new moon in Sagittarius, which is pretty clear to me what this is all about, and I'll say what this is all about. This is about a new vision, for sure. I'm doing this on my telephone, by the way, and there's a pop-up of a message, and my chair that I'm sitting on, this is so old school. My chair that I'm sitting on is really, it's broke. And I'm a lazy girl when it comes to these things. And you know what? I don't want to spend time on figuring this out. You know, I'm more on the astrology level. I would do things in a minute. But anyway, that was a wake-up call, wasn't it? Now, but it fits in so well with my message that this new moon is all about vision. Absolutely. But the new moon squares to Neptune and it trines the nodes. So it squares to Neptune, which means like, hey, you're going to think that's your new vision, but don't think that's going to be the outcome. That's basically my message, right? That's my message. Be open. Don't try to force your vision too much, because then what's going to happen is, you know, what happened to me with the chair thing. So, but have a focus in the long term on your goals for the future and how you will grow the fastest. Ask yourself, if I have a possibility of like a new vision, what is my intention behind it for the future? Is my intention like, I'll give you a simple example. If I want to buy let's say you have 100,000, I don't know what, euros, dollars, or maybe 200,000, whatever. And you want to invest it in something. You could say this new moon is about a new vision, a new project, a new idea, something for your future. You invest something, you know, it has a purpose. But with the Neptune, it shows, be aware of the intention behind it, right? Is it because you have a son or a daughter and you want to buy them something so that they can go to university and you don't have to, you know, you want to invest in something. They live there 4 to 5 years or maybe 6 years, maybe more. Anyway, hope not. And that your money is spent in a more smart way, you could say, and you do that investment. Is that the intention behind it? You're doing it for not only your child, but also for you. So afterwards you can sell it again, for instance. Or is your purpose like, no, I'm doing it because I want to live in it. You know, I want to have a small studio somewhere at the seaside and whatever it is. And I'm doing it for me. Or, you see, this energy is all about the exploration. Or it could be an idea of, I'm going to start a new business. I'm going to start a new business in 2024. And of course, this goes very well with the timing of the year. I'm going to start a business next year. right? You probably will have tons of ideas with this new moon here, because especially if it's falling in your 10th house or even in your 5th house, you know, the house of projects and investments and so on. And maybe you are saying, yeah, but what do I do with the business? Well, why do I want to do the business? Do I want to do the business because I want to become rich and famous? Am I doing the business because I want to do something that I love to do, that my soul loves, but also that is giving me a luxury life? Whatever it is for you. Whatever it is for you, but aim big. That is what I want to say with the Sagittarian. Don't aim. Yes, I'm going to start an astrology business, or I'm going to start a business with clothing, and if I can just break even, no. That's no Sagittarius. Sagittarius is, you know, the sky is the limit. But the thing is that it's not so much about the aiming of the size. It's a lot about the intention behind, because that's what it's all about. The intention behind is Neptunian here with the new moon. And Neptune, when people have, for instance, Neptune on their sun, and this is the case, the sun squares up to Neptune, the moon squares up to Neptune. By the way, this is happening on the 12th, 13th of December, and it's at 20 degrees of Sagittarius. So when this is happening, it is like, and I forgot my train of thought. It is a lot about you want to do something that has to do with growth, Sagittarius, that has to do with your future, bigger picture. Think as big as you can. Yes, with the Neptune. The square to Neptune, the sun squaring to Neptune, the moon squaring to Neptune means that if you're going to do this, if you're going to put your soul and your ego in service of something that is more spiritual, something that is bigger than you, something for the collective, then this will be hugely successful, because that's what Neptune is all about. Neptune is not about like when you're having Neptune, for instance, in your 2nd house of money. People think, oh, I have to sell everything, and now I have to live like a monk. No, it's the detachment of it. So you can still become rich if you detach with Neptune in the 2nd house, and if you do stuff, if you value stuff that is non-material. That doesn't mean to say that you have to give in. It's like a win-win. It's not like you only go for the immaterial facts of life. I mean, immaterial, the things that we cannot touch, like love. Actually, you can feel it, of course. But can you really show it or touch it? Or, of course you can. But anyway, like acts of service and whatnot. But let's just be basic here. Or you do a reading for someone and you never know. Yes, that someone can say it was interesting for me and thank you and giving you feedback. But ultimately, what the result of that, you never know, because you have changed something in the energy of that person. So that's the immaterial fact that I'm talking about, which is Neptune. But it doesn't mean to say that if you focus just on the non-material, that the material should be like, it's not important. No. And why is that? Because we are here on planet Earth in the 3D. We have bills to pay. We have, we have to eat and drink and have shelter and whatnot. So we have to be realistic here. And I like this new moon because, notwithstanding the fact it squares up to Neptune, now you're warned. You're warned that your mind can go everywhere and that you can have the best ideas ever. But be aware that Neptune is around, so that it might not just be as you think it's gonna be. And if you're doing it out of your selfishness, it's probably not gonna work even. That's Neptune as well. But it doesn't mean to say if you're gonna focus on something non-material for the collective, for the good, it doesn't mean to say that you have to be poor And, that's all BS, right? That there's people in the spiritual world that, oh, yes, it's all the immaterial. But no, it's and. It's complementary. And I see this in this chart here because it's not only this immaterial focus on the Sagittarian side of life with this Neptune thing. On the other hand, there's Jupiter trining Mercury in earth signs. I mean, that's why I'm talking so much about material stuff, because Jupiter, the ruler of this new moon, it's in Taurus, which is about the real stuff, which is about things that are tangible, right? It's that sweater. It is real. I hope it is. It is. You see, the gold, it is real. It is not real. But anyway, the watch, it is real. Well, something is real here, but not all of it. I'm just joking. You see what I mean? That we are in an energy of the complementary of life, about the immaterial and the material coming together. And it's by focusing on both that you're going to find that balance here. And again, if we would not live here on planet Earth on the 3D, and we're living in space, or we're living in the fifth dimension and whatnot, we probably don't have to care about bills, right? And that might be the future. I don't know. I think no one knows, or maybe some, but maybe they are not listened to or whatever. But whatever it is, we are here in the now. And what do we have to do in the now? We have to have some great, great hopes for the futures, which is this new moon in Sagittarius. It's always around this timing. And it's normal, right? It's the end of the year. We have what is our intention for next year? So it's perfect timing. But be aware that you detach yourself from the outcome, that you are in service of something that is bigger than you. You're an element of the whole. But meanwhile, you're practical. Right? Get practical. Jupiter, not squaring, but Jupiter trining Mercury for such a long time. And Mercury, after this new moon, goes retrograde. So it seems like we're having an idea. It's splendid. Wow, yeah. And then the day after, we think about it and, but it's not in a negative way. Like mostly, if this Mercury would not trine Jupiter, this is what will happen. We have a splendid idea. We're like the... going over the top, Sagittarians often, see so big, and it's sometimes doesn't have the feet on the ground. I say sometimes, right? And then it has a splendid idea, and it's excited and enthusiastic, and it's going to give the message and say, hey, I know what's going on here. I know what I'm going to do, and blah, blah, blah. And then the next day you wake up and you say, what was I thinking? Mercury goes retrograde. What was I thinking? And it's going retrograde in Capricorn. Oh my God, I have no structure. I don't have the money for it. I don't have the tools. I don't have the wisdom. I don't have the competences for doing whatever I want to do. But guess what? This Mercury is trining Jupiter, the ruler of this new moon. So this means that the Mercury retrograde is going to be one like, okay, I'm stepping back now. I'm detaching myself of that wish. It's possible. I'm going to make it possible. But let's have a look at the practicalities now. And let's start now. I mean, this Mercury trine Jupiter, it starts around the 6th of December or something. And it up until the 20th of December. So we're going to have, because Mercury goes so slow and it's in backward motion, so it's dancing, Mercury is dancing in a beautiful trine dance, which is like a ballet, right? It's the Swan Lake, it's the Giselle, it's whatever. It's like, it's fluently. It seems like there is no effort that is done. But the thing is, the effort has been done in the past, right? Which is like the ballet, you look at them and you say, how are they doing? It looks so simple, so light, right? But you should see how they have to practice and what they have to do to come towards that stage. It's the same with this Mercury trine Jupiter. And it's like the bigger picture versus the detail. Jupiter versus Mercury. And it's Jupiter in Taurus. It's one solid staff. And it's Mercury in Capricorn, which is okay, we're going to think through this. We're going to not skip one single step. We're going to do it old school, you could say, which means like we're going to do it slowly but surely, but we're going to build up every single time and every single day. And we're going to get there. So from the 6th to the 20th of December, we have this beautiful practical aspect. Make the best out of it and make use out of it. Because this is a Mercury retrograde when this new moon is occurring. So actually really do watch the other video I made about the Mercury retrograde, because it's like a couple, right? You can get a lot of information, and even better, look at the December horoscopes as well for your rising sign first and foremost. People keep on asking that, but it's your rising sign that is the most important. So, and then the sun and then the moon. So, yes, so let's get started. This is exciting for sure. So the new moon is going to show us the intention and the growth and the new vision. The Neptune is going to show us who's going to confuse you, what is going to confuse you, what circumstances are going to confuse you. But the confusion is there to have the parallel picture of the parallel universes. It's not there to confuse you, to annoy you. It's there to show you different possibilities and not be so attached to the outcome. And then the trine to the North Node. Yes. So the North Node is around 23 degrees of Aries. So that new moon is trining it. And that shows the direction. You know, the North Node is our future. And Jupiter trine Mercury is the support. It's what do we need to do to get there, to the vision. So let's get started. And very simple. I'm not going to do this video too long. You know, the introduction is always far more important, I think. But anyway, some people don't like it. Some people like it. Anyway, let's get started with Aries. Aries is, of course, fire. And the new moon is in another fire sign. It's in the 9th house. This is amazing. There's a death of an old vision and a new beginning of a new vision. And that has to do with you, because the North Node is in your sign. It has to do with you. It has to do with exploring. It has to do with broadening your vision, your horizon, whether it is by traveling, by studying, by having a message. All of that, by strengthening your connection with all there is, with the divine, with nature, with the universe, whatever you want to call it. What is causing you a bit the Neptunian stuff is actually unconscious for you, because Neptune is in your 12th house. So what you dream, note it and explore, because you're a bit more driven by things that you don't know that you're driven by, which is Neptune. What can you do to accomplish that new vision? It's actually working hard. I mean, Jupiter in your 2nd house, Mercury in your 10th house. It's about the work that you do, the career that you do, what you do for a living, and how can that give you stability for your bigger plans? Maybe you want to travel, maybe you want to write a book, or whatever it is. Actually, the message is by doing the work, right? For those who don't work, it's about presenting yourself in a way that you feel valued, that you value you, and you use your competences, your abilities in service of society. So this is all about you. This is not so much, a lovey-dovey kind of energy, because it's not really, aspecting relationships. Although with the North Node in the 1st house, it's about what do you need, right? So when you focus on relationship, don't forget yourself. Even Aries people sometimes forget themselves. Taurians, what is this all about? This ending and new beginning, this new vision. It's about your 8th house. This is it. It's about something needs to end, something needs to be reborn. First of all, it's a money house. So it's the money that you share with another person, whether it is your spouse, whether it is your business partner. It's the shared investments. So there could be a stopping of it and a new beginning. It trines your first house. So it also has to do with you. It also has to do with you liberating yourself. Remember, Jupiter and Uranus in your first house. So you, at least, that's your aim, that's your direction. I want to be free. I want to be free in a state of that I'm independent from the value of other people, that I'm independent from if people like me or not, that I'm independent from money from other people, that I'm independent from, and so on and so on. The square is to Neptune. So the things that are a bit vague is your objectives for the future. It could also be your friend circle. Maybe you're saying your friend circle that you're having now, it's non-existent, or maybe too many, or maybe you don't have, they kind of confuse you, for instance. But on a deeper level, this is your goals for the future. So you could have some goals for the future. Think about them and so on, but be aware that you're not attaching yourself too strongly to them, because they can change overnight, basically, you know. And what can help you to ground yourself is actually this Jupiter in your sign, and then Mercury in the 9th house is travel. Travel can help you to have that better perspective, to ground yourself, to get there to your purpose. Studying, learning something on a more level of like philosophy, or something that is really connecting all the dots, so to speak. Your connection with all there is, strengthening that. That is going to make you, that is going to give you a good support. Gemini, this is all relationships. For you, it's in the relationship sector. There's an ending and a new beginning in your 7th house of relationships. So if you do have a relationship, it doesn't mean, yes, some of you who've got a really bad relationship, who've been, and if, especially if you've been wanting to say, cut the cords here, stop here, it is possible with this new moon, for sure. Because this is trining your 12th house, where the North Node is, which is like your unconscious and old patterns that need to go. But it can also mean in an existing relationship. Again, it's about what is your situation. If you say, Veerle, I'm in a relationship, it's fairly good. What's going on here? Then it means an upgrade, you know, that you're just on another level, right? You might be doing something together that is really with a lot of vision, with a lot of newness, with a lot of, maybe you're going to start a B&B abroad, whatever. Things like that could come up. This is just an example, by the way. It's squaring up to Neptune. So the thing that is getting you a little bit out of kilter is your work, right? You don't really know, do I have to go here? Do I have to go there? What am I doing? Detach yourself a little bit and look at all those possibilities. And especially when Mercury goes direct after the 3rd and the 10th of the month, your ruler of January, you will know where to go. The trines that are happening is on your emotional houses, in the emotional houses. So it shows that emotionally you feel supported. You have that Mercury in the 8th house and it trines Jupiter in your 12th house. So you feel supported by people who are maybe not here anymore. That's the first thing. And you may feel support by the universe, by something that is bigger than you. You may also feel the support on a financial level, that someone is supporting you financially, a spouse, a business partner, and that is really helping you with that, what is going on in the relationship, because the focus is the relationship. You're on a new level here. When you are single, this could mean a new relationship. For sure. And a lot of activity is coming up here, a lot of activity is already there as I speak now. Interesting. Cancerians, this is happening in your 6th house. This ending a new beginning. So the 6th house is a very busy house. It's your day-to-day life, your day-to-day routines, your work, your day-to-day work, and your health as well. So there's an ending and a new beginning in one of these areas, or maybe all those areas. Maybe you are ending a job and you're going to have new routines now. Maybe there is something that is ending and renewing when it comes to your habits that are related to your health as well. Maybe there is an issue with your health and there is some ending and new beginning with this. But remember, we have that Mercury retrograde, so you will not know really what's going on after the retrograde is going direct again, which is on the 3rd to 4th of January. So that can be very anxious, for some people. But whatever it is, there is a trine related to this energy to your 10th house, which is your work. So you could be, a lot of you, not all Cancerians, of course, but a lot of you Cancerians will stop a job to renew a new one, but that will take some time, or a new career, or a new path, or something totally new that they have never done in the past. What is bringing you a little bit out of balance is the 9th house, which is your belief. So it could mean where Neptune is. So it could mean that you have not such a strong belief system. And maybe you just simply don't believe in yourself, for instance. And of course, if you don't believe in yourself, who will? Right? I mean, someone else can believe then in yourself, absolutely, but it's not going to work for you because you don't believe in yourself. You see, there could be some assumptions that are completely wrong that you are taking. Maybe you are saying to yourself, if I'm stopping this job, I will never be successful again. Maybe that is the thing that is the 9th house, the things that you say to yourself on a higher level, you could say. But that might not be true. Or maybe in a very stupid thing, if I'm recording this video always on a Thursday and not on a Friday, I mean, it's in my mind, right? It's not going to be successful. Something like that. It's simple, but it's an idea and it's what you are convinced about. There's something there that is not completely right. So be a bit put a smile on your face when you think those negative, especially those negative, destructive kind of thoughts. Detach yourself from it. And what strengthens you is definitely your friendships. Because you've got Jupiter in Taurus trining your 7th house where Mercury is. So that is a lot of support of people that are like-minded, girlfriend, boyfriend, you name it. So when you're single, there could be something really exploring and really new starting to establish there. And you feel very, very supported. You feel that you are understood, and that can help you with this change that is about to come on a daily level for you, right? This change that needs to come there, and that you are it's almost like a change in lifestyle. A change in lifestyle is a new moon in your 6th house, for sure. That's it. Very interesting. Leos, the 5th house. This is amazing because this new moon in Sagittarius, it's trining your energy. And guess what? It's also trining the North Node in Aries. So this is like what we call in astrology a grand trine, which is good. So you could be first ending something and then restarting something that considers a hobby. That considers something that has to do with pleasure, because the 5th house is enjoyment. It's what you do that you love to do, whether it is a hobby, whether it is a project as well, right? It could be an investment, a project. Maybe you are saying, I want to start my own business. You often see that when a lot of activity going on in the 5th house. Could also mean a new romance coming up here. For sure, for sure. Yes, there is a square to Neptune, right? And that it's in your 8th house. So the but, you could say, if there is a new romance, if there is a new project, the but is, first of all, with projects, the money. On another level, it's also your kids. There could be your kids having, if you have them, that there is a new beginning, or you wanting to have kids is also, you could say, it's what you want to have in the future. The 8th house is where Neptune is. So where you feel a little bit like, I'm not sure here. It could be money, related to money, that you're not really sure if you have the investments or the resources that you share with someone else, or with a business partner, or with a spouse, there could be some things that are not so clear. But the thing is, figure it out, take your time, do that aim, right? And that aim, that direction that can help you is the North Node in the 9th house, which is where Aries is, which is all about, hey, I just want to grow and I want to expand and I want to know more about life, want to travel, I want to see life, see the world, or at least travel in my mind, which is the connection with the divine, strengthening that. That's the aim. That's the direction that you can go. And that can help you for sure as well. Now, on another level, this 8th house, it's not always money. It can also be, it's a fear house, the 8th house. So it could mean that imaginative fear is actually causing you a little bit, being insecure. Maybe there's a new love relationship and it's all about, you're reaching the stages of intimacy, not only sexuality, but more than that, the vulnerabilities. That's bringing you a little bit like the insecurities that it's going to give you. What to do to ground yourself? Work, and work out. The Jupiter in your 10th house of work and Mercury in your 6th house of your day-to-day life. So actually, how to get there, it's by doing the work on a day-to-day basis that you need to do, that are good for you in the short run and especially in the long run. Virgos, this is happening in your 4th house, this ending and new beginning. It could mean the 4th house is literally your home. So there's ending something around the home, or you want to sell your home, you want to buy a new one, whatever it is, that might be a very good idea. But we have Neptune there, right? So think about it, but don't attach yourself too much to the outcome. And the 7th house, because that's your relationships, where Neptune is. So you could have, for instance, a partner that your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, that is saying, I don't want to sell a house, something like that. Or maybe they are confusing you. Maybe they want something else, or whatever it is. Just look at all the possibilities. Don't attach yourself too much to an outcome. Your ruler will go retrograde the day after the new moon. And it will go direct on the 3rd, 4th of January. So it's only then that you're going to feel like, yeah, I'm seeing clear. Clarity will come for sure. So on another level, if you say, Veerle, I'm not going to sell my home, or I just bought a new one, then it has to do with your emotions, your emotional well-being, the how you feel secure within. There is like an ending and a new beginning. With that, you could say, with that energy of feeling good about yourself, feeling at home wherever you're going, that feeling of peacefulness, and you delivering that peacefulness to yourself. But you can feel that sometimes other people, the 7th house, are throwing, you think, yeah, I'm secure and all that. And then that other person comes in and just your dreams, it's all scattered. Could be something like that. The trine to Aries energy in your 8th house, where the North Node is that you focus on trust. The North Node in the 8th house is about learning how to trust the universe and others. It's a difficult thing when you have the North Node there crossing over, because you probably will not. But it's about you learning how to receive. I mean, it's not a Virgo thing to let other people do things for you, because normally Virgos like to do acts of service, especially, but also they're very humble. It's a humble sign, and they want to do things for others, mostly. Not all Virgos, we've got bitches and assholes amongst Virgos as well, for sure. But let's do like a general horoscope here for this new moon in Sagittarius. So there is definitely here for the Virgos an opportunity to be a bit more yin, to be a bit more on the receptive side. And if you need some help and other people want and offering it to you, say yes. Say yes. Say yes to not the dress, but say yes to, well, maybe the dress, but say yes to help. Whether it is other people who are doing acts of services, and then you're giving them the space to feel what you're feeling when you're doing an act of service to someone else. It gives a good feeling, right? Let that other person also give them the space so that they are at the other side now. Again, a message, but yeah, I'm not falling into the same, you see? I'm really, really careful with this chair. But you in particularly, Virgos, make sure that you stay on the chair, right? I'm saying this with a smile on my face to my fellow Virgos. What is going to help you? What is going to help you to ground yourself? It's your spirit. It's Jupiter in your 9th house, trining Mercury in the 5th. Travel if you can. If you can, travel or study or learn or connect with the divine and do stuff that you love to do. The 5th house, do some entertainment, recreation, go out there, go to the theater, have some fun and whatnot. Mercury trining Jupiter, by the way, because you're a Virgo, it's the ruler of the 1st house, Mercury, and the ruler of the 7th house in a beautiful aspect. So this is good for relationship, new ones and also existing ones, because there is a give and a take, and it's in a trine. I love it. Librans, this is happening in your 3rd house. So this ending, new beginning, you could be ending some way of communicating that you were doing that you didn't like about yourself or about others, and you're starting a new way of communicating. Could be as simple as that. It's like, no, when I'm getting emails, I'm not gonna just write with full sentences like telephone pages. No, I'm going to do a bit more concise, precise, whatever it is. There is some change in your communication that is available to you here. It's possible. On another level, it's a change in your PR if you have your own business. It's maybe another website, maybe a new website. Whatever it is. So maybe you could also, the 3rd house is study as well, the things that you study. Maybe you just have your diploma or maybe a certificate doing this or that. Whatever it is, there is a square to the 6th house. So what is getting you a little bit out of kilter is your day-to-day life. So you could be disturbed. Could also mean your health. It could mean that you feel very tired, for instance, and therefore you're kind of postponing that new website or whatever it is. It's also relationships, because the 3rd house is siblings and neighbors. So there could be some things that are a little bit like, what's going on there with those people? What are they saying? But there's a new beginning, for sure, an upgrade possible. For sure. The trine goes with the 7th house. So the trine to your North Node, which means new people coming in, the people that you are connecting to. It's very faded with this North Node there in that position. For those of you who are single, it's amazing to get to know someone. Now the trine, the grounding energy is on an emotional level. So you will feel grounded more on an emotional level because of Jupiter in your 8th house, trining Mercury in your 4th house. Now, this could mean finances, because there is a windfall, for instance. I hope there is for you when it comes to your taxes or a refund or whatever it is. There's something positive there. On another level, it could mean that the value of others, people are valuing you and they're showing it to you in a very tangible way, right? They say, look, you helped me 10 years ago. It's that trine. And it was the most difficult time of my life. I'm going to give you a car now. Here's the keys. Nice, wouldn't it? So don't say no if that is happening. Scorpios, this is happening in your 2nd house, this ending and a new beginning. So this is, first of all, this could have to do with your finances. There's like a stream of income or a way that you generated income is stopping and there's a new one coming in. And the trine is happening to your 6th house of your day-to-day work, your day-to-day life, where the North Node is. So this could mean, like, because of you change jobs, for instance. Could be an ending and a new beginning. Maybe you worked for yourself, now you're working for a company, the other way around. Whatever it is, there is like the direction of I want to go for this new work. I want to go to purpose in work. I want to go to a healthy routines in life. I want to go to a healthy life. So on another level, this could simply mean food. The way that you say, I'm cutting out this or that. I'm not going to eat this or that anymore. And it's related to the North Node in the 6th house of your health in order to become more healthy and whatnot. The square, so the Neptune is in your 5th house. So it could mean guilty pleasures for sure, right? The 5th house is the house of pleasure. It's the house of sex. It's the house of, going to restaurants, going to cinemas, having a great time. That's all the 5th house. Being expressive, all of that. So that could cause you a bit too much money, for instance, or maybe you don't know how you're going to do this. How can I, with this new kind of energy that I'm having in the 2nd house, that relates to not only money but also your state, your of confidence, your value. Maybe because your value has shifted. Maybe now you're saying, look, I'm single, for instance, but I'm not going to date people who are in another connection anymore. And even if it's happening without me wanting it, or sometimes you don't know, well, most of the times you don't know, right? If you bump into someone, you get along with someone, you're falling for someone, it's like, yes, the Hollywood movies, maybe it's always when two people are single, but mostly it's not. In real life, that is. So it could mean that you're saying, look, my values, I made an upgrade. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to just, have sex with everyone anymore. With this, I'm just giving examples. I hope you can laugh too, dear Scorpios. Dear Scorpios who always have to hear that they're obsessed by sex, right? They don't understand you, don't they? They don't understand. They are just intense, right? Scorpios, there's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, I always defend the Scorpios. With my Venus in Scorpio, and my ruler is in Scorpio as well. I'm always on the defense when it comes to Scorpios. But anyway, in a good way, this is you changing your confidence, upgrading, raising the bar. And because of that, you might not be doing things anymore that you used to do to have fun. Let's put it that way. What is grounding you, actually, is connections. So what is grounding you is people around you. Jupiter in the 7th house, which is amazing. Jupiter and Uranus in your 7th house, trining 3rd house, where Mercury is. So a lot of talking, a lot of communication. It's a good time for you for communication. It's a good time to get along. It's a good time to meet new people. It's a good time to establish those bonds, connecting them and really feeling them, right? It's earth energy. What it also can mean is when you are in you could say, triangle situation. Why am I saying this? Because of all the stuff that I'm seeing here. And you are deciding to choose for the woman or the man that you want to be as an ideal. Because you do that, you could really meet the different kind of people that in the long run will serve you way better. But the Neptune is like, yeah, maybe not. Maybe, Neptune in the 5th house is like, oh, it's like seducing you almost into short-term, you could say, short-term pleasures. Neptune in the 5th house, On another level, this could mean that you have to be a little bit more stricter to a child, because Neptune in the 5th can be a child is doing Neptunian things, whatever that is. And, your finances, you have to watch out for them, and you want to watch out for them with that new moon in your 2nd house. And you're going to say, this 18 or 19-year-old daughter or son, I'm going to do this with the money. I don't know how to explain this now in my language, yes, but not in the English. But anyway, you're reducing the money that is just fluently going away So, and actually you're doing them a favor by, it's about self-worth. Anyway, Sagittarians. Dear Sagittarians, this is your new moon. Fantastic, isn't it? Do you already feel this new moon energy with the Mercury already squaring Neptune and whatnot? So you're going to be full of ideas. I certainly feel it. I'm a Sagittarius rising, and I certainly feel that Mercury squaring Neptune. I have like 1,000, no, look, that's an exaggeration. 1,000 ideas a day. Come on, no, at least 950. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say here is that you're going to have plenty of ideas, plenty of them. The fourth house, which represents Neptune there, which is probably relatives, family members that are going to say, what the hell are you going to do with all of, so detach yourself a little bit from that. Be respectful, but do your own thing. Do your own thing. Why? The astrology, and don't say because the astrology is saying so, right? Just because you feel it and because you have a purpose where the North Node is, which is in your fifth house. And that is the heart house, right? It's the heart chakra, and it's the house of, this is what I need. This is what I want to do to express. Yeah, my family thinks I'm going to make a fool out of myself, but hey, I'm going to go for the consequences, right? If I'm going to, maybe you decide to do ballet at 45, whatever, and your family is saying, these kind of things are there. Yeah, are you going to do that? Why are you going to do that? This is about balancing this out. Don't attach yourself. Just start. You could say you start and you see where it goes. Maybe you're not going to get into the ballerina, but maybe you're going to get interested in the school, or maybe, as a Sagittarian, maybe you're going to get interested in how you want to provide this beautiful art of ballet to, the fifth house is also children, so that children can really enjoy that, and how you can be this spirit that kind of inspires them. Whatever, that kind of, this is just examples, by the way. But what to do to get support? Well, it's work. Work out and work. Jupiter is in your sixth house, and Mercury is in your second house. So it's about being practical, working hard, but smart, not too hard, of course. But what I mean is to focus on these tangible things, because they will grow when you put your focus on it. So you can have a lot of income around this month of December because of this energy in those tangible working houses. But first and foremost, you are changing. You are changing so the most out of all of the signs. I mean, a brand new you. If you say, look, when is going to be the best time to profile myself in a different way? And I mean, the first house is literally, it's your life path, but it's also your looks. It's also how you look, how you present yourself, how you walk, how you hold your body. If you're sitting like this, or if you're sitting like this, it's do that upgrade. You've got a chance here that you can go miles. Again, dream big, dream big. Don't dream too small, but know that where you're going to land is probably going to be different than what you think it is, because of all what I said in the beginning. Capricorns, this is happening in your 12th house. So this is a really, you could say, almost healing kind of energy for you. Because the 12th house is an unconscious house, and it's the house, sometimes your dreams can tell you something, for sure. It's a good energy to deal with endings of bad habits, the habits that we all do sometimes to escape reality, So, and what is really helping you is the North Node in the fourth house, which is the security, feeling emotionally safe within you. That can help you really, really well with the North Node there in the fourth house. But the thing is, your mind, or the mind and the speech of others. Don't let it disturb you too much, because that is where Neptune is. So because of a message coming in, it can really, oh, what's going on? Neptune in the third. Because maybe you are doing something consciously or probably unconsciously, you are saying something and it lands differently. It doesn't land where you want it to land. You know, these kind of things can happen with Neptune in your third house. But whatever it is, you are pretty grounded, because this Mercury is in your sign and trining Jupiter in the fifth house. So what can help you is expressing yourself, whether it is through music, through art, through whatever it is that you like to do, doing some sports, doing some the things that you love to do, whether it is going out there for dinner with friends, whatever it is for you, it's a good energy. To meet someone new, it's a good energy. Because there's this back and forwards with the Mercury retrograde, but it's in a trine with the Jupiter. So there is this give and take. There is this good communication. It's deep, but it's also light. If you are in a relationship, there could be indeed this energy of I can express myself better. Aquarians, this is happening in your 11th house. So for you, it's your new goals for the future, for sure. Because the 11th house where this new moon is happening, you need a new vision for your life. You need one. You need one. This is shown here with this new moon. So get one. But probably you're going to get lots of them. So be aware that your intentions, they're squaring up to Neptune. And Neptune is in your second house of worth and of money. So maybe you have big plans, but you don't have the money, or you have big plans, but your self-worth, you're kind of like, the square to Neptune in the second could mean that you are sabotaging yourself a little bit. So be aware of that, but focus a bit more on your positive mindset, where the North Node is in Aries. So your positive mindset can really help you for new goals, whether it can be just one, tiny one, or let's say, for instance, I want to study a new language, right? Sagittarius in the 11th house. A new goal, a new objective, and it has to do with foreign countries, another language, whatever. But you don't know where you're going to land, right? Maybe, yes, you want initially, you want to learn a new language, but you will maybe, there's a possibility that you might end up something, or you might end up in a situation that is even getting you in a new kind of world. Like literally, you could be, for instance, attracting a job that is relating to that country because you speak the language, or maybe you're going to move, or whatever, in the long term. On another level, this is friends. There could be like an ending of a friend, and of course that means a new beginning as well, right? An ending is always a new beginning. But it could be also around friends, some stuff that don't lend out money to a friend, I would say now, with Neptune there in your second house, squaring up to this new moon. Unless you have like a contract, but and even then. But anyway, what is going to give you stability is your emotions. You have Jupiter in your fourth house, trining Mercury in your 12th. That's beautiful. That means that you feel grounded in your emotions, by help that you don't even know where it's coming from. And it might be coming from angels, from people who passed away, whatever it is, you kind of feel grounded because of that. And although you can't feel it, right? But the thing is, you will feel it, because this is earth signs in the water houses. So you will feel the support. But it's also you supporting you. And that's nice. Last but not least, the Pisceans, this is happening, this new moon in your 10th house. So if you do want to change jobs, this is the energy that you want. This is the ending of something and the beginning of something new. The square is you, Neptune in your first house. So the one that is can be a bit confusing in how you communicate to others and so on is you. So you can only do your best, of course. That's why it's so important for you, for your intentions to be coming from a place of love and not a place of fear, then it gets all kind of messed up. But if you say, Veerle, I'm loving my job, this is not, there is something like a new beginning there. That could be like you going to the next level with your job, and see it big. See it big. You don't know where you're going to land, but when you're seeing that big, the North Node is in your second house of money, and also of the second house of your self-worth. So the newness could relate to having more self-worth, having more money, having more resources available, which is a good thing, for sure. If it's not work, then it has to do with some ending of a social status that you're having. So you could be, for instance, being in a divorce, now it's all done, and now you're single again. And that's the new status, and it gives you that opportunity to start all over, and it gives you a boost of confidence. That's also that North Node in the second house. The things that give you stability is relationships. You've got the third house there where Jupiter is trining Mercury, which is the 11th house of friends and goals. So social energy for you during these times, and good communications towards people. What kind of people? It's more the friends and the neighbors and the siblings. So it's not so much about a romantic partner, although if you are in a relationship, the ruler, Jupiter, your ancient ruler, is trining Mercury, which is the ruler of your 7th house. So this could mean a new relationship could come. Someone can come back from your past, and you're relating fantastic with each other, is possible as well, but only if you want that, right? You co-create. If you don't want it, just don't open the door, I always say. Like sometimes I get people like, oh, I don't want them to come back. It's a choice you can make, right? So don't act out of the victim state, of course, and get help if it's really severe. But that's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is positive energy. What I'm talking about is, indeed, if you're single, you want to get a new relationship, it's definitely possible around this time. And there's and that could change your status of being single and, the 10th house and being single and then living together with someone, or just dating or being together with a person that is very significant for you. So very lovely energy and very positive energy when it comes to your connections. You're going to feel very connected with people. And that's beautiful because you are a water sign, and that is your purpose. You want to connect, right, with all there is. But now it's in Earth, which is, is very positive for you, Pisceans, because you really feel it. You really feel it. It's really tangible, that, yes, you are, for instance, moving in with each other, or yes, you're not alone anymore, that kind of thing. Anyway, I hope this was helpful for all of you. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the new moon in Sagittarius. Bye-bye.